think the mayor and I share a goal, which is to protect the New York City economy. You know, about 17% of private sector jobs in the city related to Wall Street. Obviously, Wall Street's a crucial tax base for us. We want to protect it. Where I differ with the mayor is on how to do it. I think the president's right. The only way to protect New York City's interests, the only way to protect the industry is to reform it. And it's not surprising that some people on Wall Street are resisting reform. But to me, the mayor, even if he has the right goal, has the wrong way of going about it.
What should he be doing? I mean, this is more of a federal issue, right?
Well, obviously the mayor has a lot of influence on the debate. He's a substantial public figure in this country. So, you know, I think he should strike the tone of saying we need reform, and then we can all discuss the specifics. There's some areas where, you know, I think we have to make sure that the president's plan does carefully take into account New York's very specific needs. So I think as the final deliberations occur on that plan, I do think it's right for New Yorkers to say, let's be careful to protect our interests here. But I think the mayor would be in a stronger position to do that if he said, in essence, the president's on the right track. Now let's talk about some specifics that we might want to modify.
But you want to see him at least come out and speak on behalf of what the president is saying.
I don't see any way to save Wall Street without reform.
The mayor has made the case that, you know, Michigan legislators push for the auto industry, Texas legislators push for energy industry. Do you agree with the mayor's basic premise that New York legislators, that our delegation needs to fight for Wall Street in similar ways?
Well, I think there's a couple of complications in that worldview. Unquestionably, we depend on Wall Street. So we want Wall Street to succeed on the level of being a healthy, transparent, effective industry. We need Wall Street for New York's future. There's no question about it. But we need a Wall Street that works, not a Wall Street that ends up failing, not a Wall Street that leads to the kind of things we've seen in the last year or two. So I think, in effect, the only way for Wall Street to work and to protect New York City economy is through reform. There clearly could be specifics, as the dollar bill gets looked at, as the president's plan gets looked at, that need to be modified in New York's favor. So on that level, I agree with the mayor. Just like legislators anywhere in the country would look out for their local interests, of course New York legislators should make sure that when you think about the devil being in the details, that the details do not unduly harm New York. But to me, remember the parallel cuts both ways. The fact that the Michigan legislators protected Detroit for all those years didn't always help Detroit in the final analysis. It actually kept Detroit from innovating. It kept Detroit from moving towards smaller, more fuel-efficient cars. So actually that protectionism ended up hurting that industry. The industry would have been better off trying to modify to changing events. Well, the same could be said for Wall Street. We want Wall Street to update itself. We want Wall Street to respond to the crisis. We want Wall Street to look at the kind of reforms and changes it needs to be effective and to be competitive in the context of the world. So, yes, we look out for the interests of our home industry, but sometimes you have to create reform to protect those interests.